vlogger, and I'm like super excited to be doing this because this is my first YouTube. Some of you may be listening on my podcast on Patreon, but basically I'm just going all out. I'm gonna just become a full-time content creator, and I'm really excited about it. So I don't know, I'm just gonna get started because I'm just really happy and I'm excited and I'm ready to get this journey started. So what we're gonna talk about today is building our relationship with self. So it's really important that your relationship with yourself is really strong, and that's not just talking about self-love, but it also has to do with the practices that you're doing every day to kind of just like check in with yourself, to make sure that you are always in alignment with what your true inner self, or your higher self that some people like to call it, are in alignment with all of the things that you're doing on a regular basis. So first things first, I want to talk about imagination. And your imagination is going to become very, very strong along this journey of self-discovery. And it's going to be really important for you to learn how to visualize all of the things that you want and be able to do that without limits and complete freedom. Your imagination is going to become really, really important. And one of the main facets of that is knowing exactly what you want to do and exactly where you want to go. In order for you to get to that point, you have to build a really strong relationship with your higher self to fully understand, like, what is the end goal for my journey. If you're willing to try out different things, then it'll allow for you to learn what your long-term ultimate goal is going to be a lot easier. And I'm just going to say straight up, like, I have tried everything. I'm a fire sign. So when I get interested in something and I get excited about something, I put 100% full force, all of my effort into that. And I think it's really important for you to really allow yourself to have that freedom to try different things. Be open and willing to learn, and be open and willing to be that person that doesn't know everything. And I actually had a conversation with somebody about this a couple of weeks ago that was looking to, use me as a mentor. And she was like, what advice would you give me? And I told her, I was like, you have to learn how to not be the smartest person in the room all the time. We're all lifetime learners, especially if you're somebody that's going to be really interested in being a part of my community and following my channel. Sorry, my bowl fell. But if you're somebody that's interested in being a lifetime learner, then you're gonna have to get used to not knowing everything. That's just what it is. So being comfortable with not knowing everything, and being comfortable with letting yourself just try out different things. And I mean, ultimately, yes, you want to continue to check in with yourself, but there's going to be different versions of yourself along this journey. I mean, I've done so many different things. It's not even funny. Like, I have been passionate about opening my own store, doing tarot readings full time. I was really passionate at my job. I was, if you guys have been friends with me for a really long time, you know that I used to be a music critic with a lot of my free time, and I got really good at it. Like, I was, getting invited to shows. People were asking me to do guest posts on their websites, and I was getting to the point where I was going to start getting backstage passes, and I was beginning to become really well known in the Dallas area as being a music critic. But eventually I realized that just wasn't something that was aligned with my purpose. And even though I've tried a lot of different things, and even though they didn't completely work out in terms of something that I want to full force, like, put all my effort into, I still use all of the things that I learned along the way. I still apply that to this day to all of the things that I do. Like, I've learned networking and I've learned how to manage my time, all of these different things. And a part of that also is looking at all of your opportunities and looking at all of the times that you felt like you wasted time, looking at those situations as learning experiences and understanding that they helped you get to the point where you are today. And that's something that's an attitude that you're going to have to continue to have along your journey. So another thing that's going to be really important in order for you to kind of like build your relationship with yourself is understanding that your intuition knows all things, and becoming very comfortable with listening to your intuition and doing the practices and using tools in order to help you build up your intuition and improve the communication that you have with your inner self. So some of the things that you can do in order to, improve that is, one, journaling. I think journaling is an incredible tool to have. It's an incredible practice to do every day if possible. I've learned a whole lot of things from journaling. I've created a lot of writing prompts for myself for my blog through journaling. And journaling just allows for you to check in with yourself. And that's something that's really, really important inside of your self journey, because it's very easy to get distracted and it's easy to go off of your path. So if you're interested in doing journaling, like, go on Pinterest, use Pinterest and look up journaling prompts. I'm going to ultimately create a list of journaling prompts, just depending on what people are interested in and what part of their path they're on. But until I get that, because I obviously don't have that for you guys today, but until I have that for you guys, use Pinterest. Pinterest has tons of stuff. Google, Instagram has a lot of things. Okay, I hope my camera isn't off too much. My battery died, so you know how it is. Luckily enough, I'm one of those people that are prepared for anything. Hit me up if there's ever an apocalypse, because when I say I am always prepared, like, if you know me, you know. All right, so back to what we were talking about before. Like I said, journaling is awesome. So another method of communicating with your higher self is meditation. So I know everybody isn't good at meditation. Meditation is hard. I will for sure say that it's really tough to turn off your mind, because your mind is going at 1,000 miles per minute all of the time. And, meditation is just awesome because it allows for you to do a reset. And I'll say recalibration a lot, because that's about getting back to center, getting back to alignment. And meditation is really good for that, because it forces you to quiet your mind. It forces you to sit still, not think about everything that's going on inside of your day-to-day. Is obviously a de-stressor, but in regards to how it helps you communicate with your higher self, it allows for you to clear out all of the thoughts that are going on in your head and receive messages that are true to yourself. Everything that is inside of your head, all of your thoughts are not always your thoughts. Some of them are the thoughts of old teachers, old things that your parents used to say to you, something that you've seen on TV, things that your partner, your spouse has said, things that your friends have said. I don't know if you've had this situation happen to you, but this happens to me all the time, where things that my boyfriend says, I just start saying it because I'm around him so much. And it's the same way with my friends. Like, I get to be around them so much that we start having the same lingo and we start saying the same things. And it's easy for us to know when the other person is about to say something. And, you really have to be able to recalibrate and get back to center, so that you can make sure that the thoughts that you have are your own individual thoughts. And that's going to be really important when you have to filter through the things that are thoughts coming from your higher self or your greatest self or your spiritual self, versus the thoughts that are just regurgitated from social media, the people that you are around and spending time with. And meditation is really, really good for that. So once you're doing your journaling and once you're doing your meditation, how do you know that these things are working? So one good way to know that these things are working are that, well, the first thing is you're going to start feeling hunches. It's intuition, inner knowing. Some people call it claircognizant. It's when you just know that something is true and you just feel it in your spirit that you have to say something or that you have to do something. And it's your intuition that's telling you to go somewhere or to do something or to talk to someone or to reach out to someone. That's going to start happening more often once you start opening up that channel with your higher self. One of the biggest things in regards to hearing your intuition is you have to get rid of the self-doubt and just have faith that your intuition is strong and your intuition is true. A lot of people like to make things very black and white and are very driven by their logical mind, which it definitely helps you in a lot of senses. That is very much the masculine side, but you have to also be able to balance with your feminine side and your feminine energy, which really is getting in tune with your inner self and your intuition, and just knowing that you're right and knowing that the feelings that you're in, the hunches that you're having are true, and having faith in that. Another thing that's going to happen once you start doing the journaling and the meditation is you're going to get really good at filtering information. So when I say filtering information, I'm talking about things that you know is a message for you. So if you are talking to someone and they say something and it gives you goosebumps and you're like, that sounded eerily similar to something that is going on with me. And it doesn't have to, it's not even something that has to be directly being said to you. It could even be something that's said on TV and you're just like, wow, like I really needed to hear that message. And I'll say this a lot on my Twitter or my Instagram, that if I say something and it doesn't resonate, then it's because that message wasn't for you. And you'll become really good at being able to know when messages are for you and when messages aren't for you. And that's something that's really important in this day and age, because we are receiving so much information, like information overload on, obviously on social media is the biggest thing, but on the internet in general, like you can Google anything nowadays and learn everything about it. And when you have your phone, and of course you're carrying your phone around with you, and you're getting notifications and text messages, and people are sending you videos that they found on Twitter, there's also information that's coming at you that isn't for you. And as you become to get really good at communicating with your higher self, you'll be able to filter through the messages that are for you and the messages that aren't. So the messages that are coming at you, they tend to be distractions. And look, I'm not here to be the fun police, because look, I get caught up on Instagram and Twitter just like anybody else. Like when I say I get on Instagram and I get stuck on LA Eats for like, I could go on LA Eats and just scroll on there for like 2 hours easy and be fine. So I'm not the queen of maturity all of the time. I mean, I still haven't downloaded TikTok on my phone because I feel like it's going to distract me too much, but I am going to download it this weekend because I need to start making TikToks because I'm a content creator. I need to keep up. But you have to just understand that there's going to be a lot of information that's here to distract you. And when you're getting really good at being able to filter all of that stuff out, then you're going to become more self-aware, and you're going to be able to catch yourself when you're getting too distracted and getting too off course from, what you should be doing with your time, and you'll be able to course correct. And that takes a lot of will, and that takes a really strong-willed person to be able to do those things. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you figure out exactly what you want to do and you're really excited about it, you're going to want to spend all of your time. I mean, not all of your time, but you're going to want to spend as much time doing it because you're going to be passionate about it. You're going to be excited about it. and you're going to see what that end goal looks like, and you're going to be ready to get there. You're going to be ready to transform into your higher self. And, you know, recalibrating is going to be really important. And like we talked about in terms of journaling and meditation, in order to kind of get you started, those are also really good tools in order for you to come back and recalibrate. So when you do feel like you're getting off course, then if you're doing these practices every single day, then if you get off course, you're only off course for maybe like half a day. And then the next day when you do your morning routine, and your morning routine includes journaling and meditation, then you could be like, okay, so yesterday, what did I do yesterday in order to push myself closer to my goals? And if you say yesterday all I did was watch YouTube videos, you know, Breakfast Club interviews that did not pertain to my goals, or I spent all day eating and watching Netflix or whatever, and maybe that's a part of your goal, but I assure you for most of you it's not. And you are journaling, you're like really thinking about it, and you're like, you know what, that was not something that is going to push myself further. Let me course correct today. And then you ask yourself, and again, these are really good journal prompts, but then you do another portion of your journal and like, okay, what am I going to do today in order to push myself further and closer to my goals? And you list it out, and you really think about it, and you meditate on it, and you execute. And those are going to be the things that are really going to help you get closer and closer to your goals. So I hope that this video was really helpful to you guys. I'm going to be doing a video pretty soon in the near future about how to know if something is what you need to be doing, something that is a part of your soul purpose. Because I know for a lot of people, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm learning all of these tools in order to attain my goals, but I don't even know what my goals are. And that's going to be super important. And I really want to make sure that I put together some content to help people out with that as well. And if you're interested in that, just let me know in the comments. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm new to this. I know I was supposed to say that in the beginning, but it's okay. This is video number 1. So make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow me at BJ the Blogger on both platforms. If you're listening to this on Patreon or on any podcast platform that you use, you can check me out on YouTube. I'm also BJ the Blogger. If you want to check out my podcast is Soul Patterns, and you can look that up on, I think I'm on Apple, Spotify, Patreon. I think I'm pretty much Google. I'm on every podcast platform you can find. So you can follow me on all those social medias, and I will talk to you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.